As you know, American politics has always been a controversial topic. People both on the left and right are divided on everything. But after Trump winning the 2024 election, I decided to visit one of the biggest conservative movements in the country, to dig deeper in the heart of the conservative movement and to really understand their perspective. At first, we had to catch a couple flights to get there, from Medford, Oregon to Denver, Colorado, then to Phoenix, Arizona, where the convention was held. But as we were going, we found two ladies who were going to the conservative convention as well. We found two people who are as well going to Murphys. So what does this event mean to you, like going to it?
Freedom, and it's fun, and we're excited.
What about you?
I definitely say celebration of freedom and our rights as Americans.
And Trump winning.
And Trump's winning. This is a whole party here.
Are you guys excited to see Trump?
We're very excited to see Trump. Yes, we are. Oh, yes, 47.
You could definitely tell that they were both excited to go to this event. But before anything, we had to catch another flight to Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, chat, this is us headed to Phoenix. How do you feel about this, cameraman?
Feels great, Can't wait to get my first interview.
Alright, chat, we made it to Phoenix, Arizona. Yep. Alright, chat, we just made it into the hotel. We just checked in. And we're gonna head there right now. Day one consisted of a bunch of traveling, but brought us to a glimpse of what this event will be about. As soon as we got to the convention, there's a ton of stuff, from a whole media section to different pop-ups, so I decided to explore the area. So this is the media section. They have like media stuff like the Daily Wire, they have like Blaze TV, stuff like that of conservative news outlets and stuff like that. It's pretty cool seeing all the setups and things like that. There's a bunch of cameras. It's awesome. While I was in the media hall, there was this one guy with amazing American gear. So I had to interview him and ask him about this place. Alright, so we saw this fella. He's in full-on amazing decked out American gear. So what does this event, Amerifest, matter to you?
First of all, do you recognize me?
No, I don't.
You don't recognize me without the horns, do you?
I don't know.
January 6th.
Maybe.
Hi!
Oh, the guy with the...
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. Different getup, but yeah. So what brings me here? This is my city. So they're bringing America to my city. Bring it on.
What does this event mean to you?
It's about unity, in my opinion. Common core values. There is a certain level of almost like a victory lap here because of the election. But I also think what it's more so about is camaraderie and us feeling united as a nation. It's America Fest, and I'm just glad to be here.
So right behind me, there's a pretty famous YouTuber. His name is Bo Diddle. We're going to see if we could ask him some questions. So, yeah. All right, so we were able to get an interview with Bo Diddle. So, as you know, you do lots of media about, conservative values and stuff. What do you feel is like the biggest threat to the West?
Oh gosh, there's so much. I'll say the main one is the lack of Christianity in America. I think all of the other things are like subsets of that. As soon as Christianity got removed from the house, everything else started to follow. You could see the West going down. So the main is definitely Christianity. If you want me to go more in depth, of course, social issues are a huge thing, and then you have the rise in progressivism. So those would be to name a few.
Do you see any way of like fixing it, or like a way that those Christian values could get more, more implanted as it was in the past? What do you say?
So basically, I would say you got to start within. You got to fix the church within. There's a lot of divide within the church, and we got to make our mission broad and be able to approach more people more openly. A lot of people don't evangelize the right way. When they do go out, the few people that do evangelize in the wrong ways. And so I don't think they're really bringing people to Christ. Conversations one-on-one like me and you are having right now is really the best way to start, where you're starting within and then expanding onto more people.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Support this guy. We need more conservative leaders. We need more conservative speakers. Get out there. Don't be afraid to speak the truth. Don't be afraid to say you're conservative. Don't be afraid to say you're a Christian. Embrace that. If people think you're weird, let them think you're weird, but in reality, you know that you're the one that's right.
Awesome. Thank you.
God bless.
You too. While we were down there's a ton of commotion, and I didn't understand what it was. But it turned out Steve Bannon, also a very popular conservative speaker, was there. So as you know, there's going to be a lot of popular speakers here at AmeriFest. And right behind me is Steve Bannon. It seems like he's about to do like a live recording podcast or something like that, which is pretty cool that they do these live things with different people. After that, we started to head to the main event. We're arriving just now. There's a lot of people. The lines are packed. It's crazy. As soon as we got there, there was a ton of music and a ton of people walking through. It was crazy. It was like a huge party. But we finally managed to get our seat through the huge crowd. So we got pretty good seats. You could check it out here. There's a DJ right now partying it up. There's a ton of like youth. There's a ton of people in here. It's crowded. It's packed. It's crazy to see all the like patriotism these people have and all the passion for like Turning Point USA. All right, we're with the fellow student. Why are you here?
Just it's my first time, and I helped chase ballots in October, so I figured might as well come back and see what I was able to help accomplish.
What does this event mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I was able to help with bringing Arizona back to being red, so it's cool to come back and see, the profits of my work, and it's really the first year that I've gotten really involved. So
what do you say seeing all these other like fellow youth and stuff like that is really encouraging for the future?
Yeah, I think it's really encouraging to see that it's not as much as what you see on the mainstream news where it looks like we're all, as a generation, all liberal, but you really see that we're really a Republican generation.
It's really interesting that you said that because he's right. There's a ton of younger people voting more conservative than Democrat, which was really interesting to hear, from other youth at this event. But anyway, as the event continued on, there was multiple speakers like Ben Shapiro, Steve Bannon, as we saw earlier, came up, Charlie Kirk, and all these things introducing us to the event. And that's pretty much all what happened day one. On day two, it was a little different. There was multiple speakers, but there was also other activities going on. One of those activities were breakout groups. Pretty much the breakout groups were focused on individual topics that a couple speakers talked about. Like one of them I went to, it was about putting faith in action, and another one was all about media and stuff. So I decided to ask some questions to both the speakers at both of these breakout groups to really dig into their brain and understand what their message is about. So being a Christian and being in politics and seeing how like the election and the victory that Trump won, do you ever feel like evangelicals are idolize Trump in any shape, way, or form?
I think it's important to remember that in the conservative movement, this is the priority that you should always go about in life, in conservative politics, and anything that you do, that it's God, family, before country. In that order, God, family, before country. And so, what people recognize in Trump is that he stands up for our faith-based conservative values in a way that no Republican presidential candidate ever has. And people want to run through a wall for that because they desperately want their faith-based values to be represented at the highest of highest, worldly leadership levels. So, I think it's important if we just remember that going forward. Everything else is secondary at that point.
So being part of media and working for Turning Point USA, what would you say is the biggest struggle you face?
Ooh, the biggest struggle is probably censorship because I post everything that I record and I clip a lot of my interviews. But the biggest problem that we face is the big tech oligarchs not wanting the main population to see the truth in what we're talking about.
Awesome. Thank you. After that, I decided to go to a place called the Student Lounge. Pretty much the Student Lounge is where all the young people like myself are allowed to go to and hang out. Now we're in the Student Lounge. Leia Allen Baker, the actor on the screen, is going to be here. So we're going to see if we could talk to her. If not, we're going to be interviewing some high school students, college students, and see their perspective on this event. Okay, so being high school students, what does this event mean to you?
It means a lot to prepare me for just like stuff outside of high school, like to get knowledge and like to help me understand, political stuff and different things like that.
I feel like it helps me prepare for the future, so I can truly understand what I'm voting for and like what I'm going to contribute in the future as a young person. So I can really figure out what these people I'm voting for are going to help me when I'm in college or out of college.
Yeah, it means a lot. So we're the next generation coming up, so we need to learn all this stuff and know what we're actually, what this movement is all about. So we're getting ready to teach the next generation.
So the energy here is very different compared to the rest of the convention. The rest of the convention feels more, I guess, civil in a sense where it's like pretty quiet, pretty mellow. But here, man, it's like a huge party is going on. Plenty of people, all this music, all that. So we were tragically not able to get an interview with the actor. But as we were waiting, there's one dude who was dancing his heart out on the dance floor. All right, today we're here with
Steven.
This is the guy that just danced his butt off out there, being the center of the crowd. Even though there's a celebrity right there, everybody was looking at this guy, clapping. How do you feel about being the MAGA dancer right now?
Feels good. Just a simple request to the DJ, and we got the ball rolling. And also, all glory to God that I get to be here at America Fest celebrating Donald Trump's win. Yeah.
I noticed you have that's a rosemary, right? Yep. How does your faith relate to your views of politics and stuff, especially as a young guy being the next voting generation?
Okay, my vote, my faith influences my vote because I believe in strong Christian values like loving God, loving your family, and also believe in pro-life values. You know, that abortion is murder, it kills babies, and we need to save as many lives as possible, and to bring a culture of family and the culture of just love in our generation.
Awesome. There you have it. That's the MAGA dancer that was just on that stage. Honor meeting you, man.
God bless you.
God bless. The rest of the day, there was a bunch of speakers, but there was one thing that kept interesting my eyes, so I decided to ask about it. All right, so today we are here with Janelle. Did I say that right? So as you know, we have this beautiful, beautiful wall. What could you tell us about it?
I could tell you we should go in front of the wall.
That sounds good.
That. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so now we're next to the wall. As you can see, we got a really, really nice view from here. There's these beautiful lights, and it seems like there's different dates. Oh shoot. My fault. Sorry. So it seems like there's different dates and stuff over here, things like that. What could you tell us about it?
Well, it's a memorial for all the fallen and anyone who has served and is serving America right now, as well as first responders. The stepping part is actually the memorial of the wall. It represents when states were founded, when presidents, all of our presidents, and when they were founded. And then we have a wonderful production with Patriot Thunder, and we probably will be playing it at 7 tonight, where it goes through and introduces each of the SEAL and gives stats and history of each of the services. And there's great information. We're really hoping to educate our youth who aren't quite aware of our history. And Charlie Kirk has invited us, Turning Point USA, to be their guest here to honor all of those people that have been so loyal to him. This was a treat for him. So, to give you some stats on it, it's there's no paint on it. You look at it and you think that's paint, but that's all powder coated stainless steel. It's all stainless steel and acrylic. And like the presidential seal, there's 16 layers of stainless steel, and the lighting, to make it look as it is, it's all those layers of the lights coming through it. It's incredible. If it's outside, it looks completely different, and we're just really feeling blessed to be here at Turning Point USA.
After talking to the lady about the memorial, it was time to leave. But on our way, we saw a famous Christian YouTuber named Bryce Crawford, and we got an interview with him. If you could say one thing to one person, like, let's say they're on the fence about God, what would you say is one of the biggest things that make you personally believe in a faith in Jesus Christ?
Yeah, out of every religion, Jesus is the only God that instead of earning your way to him, he actually humbles himself and comes down and meets us where we're at. And then he dies the death that we deserve and shows us the greatest act of love, laying your life down for someone. And I think that's my appeal to Jesus. I don't have to work my way to get him to love me. He just automatically loved me because he created me. And I think that's why I love Jesus so much. Because I don't have to do anything to earn his love. He just gave it to me.
Awesome. So, like, from your journey and stuff like that, your testimony and stuff, did you ever see yourself, like, being a speaker at Turning Point USA and, like, really be elevated in a way where your voice is able to preach the gospel to so many people online and all that type of stuff?
No, I never really thought about that. I was super passionate about what Jesus did in my life, and I thought, man, I'm just gonna tell everyone about Jesus. So, whether it was on a stage or not, the ultimate goal is just that people know Jesus. Anyone that breathes oxygen can know Jesus, and so it's a blessing. I'm super grateful that they've invited us, but at the end of the day, like, my satisfaction is in Jesus, not the things I can do for him. But I'm very blessed and honored to be out here.
So as you know, me and my cameraman, we just met Bryce Crawford. It was pretty cool meeting him. I didn't expect that at all. He was literally just pulling up in a scooter, and he was like, hey, you want to join us? But we forgot, and we got distracted doing an interview, which is cameraman's fault.
No, it was your fault,
he
because
didn't
you were the one
remember.
that initiated it.
So cameraman didn't remember.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why we didn't ride scooters, but it was pretty cool. We got an interview. So day 3 was similar to day 2. There wasn't much going on, but there was a bunch of speakers. But I got word there was a protester outside. So I decided to investigate and see what that was about. So right now we're just approaching the dude with the protest sign. So we'll see what he has to say, what he thinks of this whole event.
Brainwashing is straight ahead. On your left, please have your tickets ready.
If you don't mind, could you do an interview with me about...
I don't have my hearing aids on.
Oh,
Today, so you gotta
okay.
speak up.
By any chance, could you do an interview with me talking about why you're here today and just
I'm here
what's your mission?
To debase the Trumpers. Brainwashing is straight ahead. Have your tickets ready. Brainwashing straight ahead. The brainwashing is straight ahead.
So, yeah. So it turns out we weren't really able to get an interview with the older guy, but he's saying there's brainwashing straight ahead and stuff like that. So the last event that night was the faith night, which was by far one of my favorites. There was a bunch of pastors that talked, and then most notably there was George Shanko, which I really looked forward to because I personally listened to his podcast and stuff, and it was really cool seeing him in person. All right, chat, we're back in the hotel. We just got done with faith night. I decided not to record much because, honestly, it's a really personal event that people may be having and, connection with God. I felt like I shouldn't be recording the whole thing. But anyway, we have to wake up really, really early tomorrow to see if we could potentially get a really good seating spot to see Trump and stuff like that and make sure that we actually get a spot because apparently it's supposed to, fill up really, really fast. So I'll see you guys at 3:30. Okay, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. Apparently, there's already a huge line right now, so hopefully we get a good spot, or at least a spot to be able to see the president, which would be cool. But as long as we have enough room to be in the venue, because yesterday Charlie Kirk gave a warning that there may not be enough room for everybody. So hopefully we at least get to be in there. All right, so right now we're outside the convention, and you can see the line already starts all the way over here. You can tell there's a lot of excitement for the president. I don't know if you could hear, but there's loud honking, all of that. There's that car right there. As you can see, a lot of people woke up really early. It is probably around 4:30 right now, and there's already this huge line, which is insane. I was right. There was a long line, so I decided to ask questions to the people on the line. So right now we're in the front of the line. How much hours of sleep did you get?
Zero.
So you guys have been here all night.
No sleep.
I've been up since 6:30 yesterday morning. I've not.
About the same as well, yeah.
How are you guys feeling?
Amazing. Great.
Trump's coming, no complaints?
I'm pumped up. I feel energized. I'm ready
just
to go.
hungry, man. Nowhere's open.
Yeah, that's true. So you feel as if the patriotism is just keeping you guys awake right now.
Oh yeah, if you can't,
100%.
yeah. They were doing line dancing.
And also our Canadian friends.
You guys from Canada. Canadians for Trump.
Canada. Yes.
Canada for Trump.
Canadians for Trump. Yeah, absolutely.
So if you could... 50, yeah. You guys hear that? 51st state. Okay. So you guys are pretty much looking forward to it.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I would not be awake at this time if I was not looking forward to it. Yes.
Awesome. Anything else you guys would like to say?
USA! Woo!
Trump won 2024.
Yeah!
Trump won!
The energy here was unmatched. It was kind of crazy to see people line dancing this early. The energy was definitely there. I feel like compared to the rest of the convention, this line right here really showed the turning point movement. Like, it really showed the emphasis of what this whole movement means, which I felt like it was really cool to see all the people line up. The line was hecka massive. It was insane. But throughout all this, one of the most important things that I observed was when everybody did the Pledge Allegiance, when this huge flag was swaying back and forth.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's do the pledge. Let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Managed to get a spot up in line because of the fabulous group right beside us. But anyway, you can definitely tell the patriotism that's here, the energy. It's just a lot different. As you can see, there's people dancing, there's people watching, enjoying their sweet time, food truck to support the people here. It's really crazy environment. It's really cool to see. Right now there's a lot of people running, so we about to book it. I'm about to be a track star. You about to see your boy good. So look, we just got back in another line. After all that running, we're making it in. They're yelling, "Don't run," but we'll see how that handles up because obviously earlier people were running. So they really dial down, especially closer to this end, to make sure the line is slower. So let's see around this corner. It turned out they had it really dialed down, since earlier there's a ton of people running, but they obviously leveled up their security like a ton, so now we just had to find a seat. So we made it. So they're gonna have a couple speakers first before Trump shows up, like senators and stuff, but we got a decent view except there's a pillar over there. After going through all that hassle, we sat and waited to see Trump. First there was a couple speakers like Tom Homan, Charlie Kirk, Rob Sider, Senator Ted Cruz, and multiple people before Trump actually came. As soon as Trump got there, the crowd went wild. There was multiple lights, people were celebrating, and then Trump did a very long speech. You could probably see clips of it online. I'm not going to go over it in this video. But he talked a lot about how America will be great again, how he'll keep the promises that he made, and things like that. At the end, it felt so alive. Trump did his meme dance. Everybody was celebrating, loud music, lights everywhere. It was amazing. And that was the end of it. That was my experience at one of the most conservative conventions I've been to. It was really interesting to see how people believe, what people were fighting for, and seeing this huge movement be so passionate. I didn't expect to see all this. It was really eye-opening to see how people interact with politics and things like that. At the end of this, I feel like it's really important to know that no matter what side of the spectrum people are, we're all American and we should all strive to focus on making this country better for each one of us, for life, liberty, and freedom.
Hi guys, we're at the airport, Sky Harbor, Phoenix, Arizona, and yeah, follow me on Instagram, Exotic Vina.
You hear that? Follow on Instagram.
Exotic_.Vina, yeah. Follow my Instagram.